thought I'd keep the theme song going, even if it is Friday. So, it's Friday. That means you guys made it through the whole week, and this is your last assignment for the week, and then it's the weekend. So, we're done with Number the Stars, but we're going to wrap it up with a really, really cool activity for you guys to do. So, today, you are going to be starting on your on your class kick on slide 15, and it has the same setup that you guys are super familiar with. And your today we will statement is that today we are going to write 2 different journal entries describing the same event in Number the Stars, but it's going to be from 2 different characters' points of view. So your I can statement is I can use what I read in the text and my schema, which is what you already know, to create a journal entry describing the same event from 2 different perspectives. So if you look on slide 16, it gives you a nice little description of what you guys are doing. And it's basically already what I've already told you in the Today We Will. So you're going to think, put your thinking cap on, think about an event that stands out from Number the Stars that you may have really enjoyed reading about, or one that you were really able to connect to. Any point. Make sure that it's something that is very clear so that when you write about it, we know, Miss Garrett and I know what you're writing about. So you are going to pick that event, and then you're going to write about the event from 2 different characters' points of view. So for example, I think about when the soldiers came to the Johansons and they were looking. That was a very clear situation that happened. And there's a lot of different characters' points of views that you could write from, but I'm going to do an example for you guys, and I'm going to do that by writing one in Ellen's perspective and one in the soldier's perspective. So, when I think about Ellen, I'm like, let me think. We still have that surface level thinking and that deeper level thinking, and I'm like, well, let me think. I've got my handy dandy pencil here. I'm going to go ahead and jot this down and do it with you so you can see my thinking as I'm doing this. So I'm thinking, well, if it was Ellen, I was at Anna Marie's house, so I could write something about being, at Anna Marie's house, and that I know that even though I'm not with my own family, the Johansons are going to protect me just like I'm their own child. And, Ellen talked about how she wanted to be an actor and she's always wanted to use those skills. So I might add something in there about, those acting skills, and Ellen can use this if something does happen as an opportunity to show those off. But what I really want to get to is like some of that deeper level and think about the different emotions that Ellen had. So if I was Ellen, put myself in Ellen's shoes, I just think like, okay, I hear the pounding on the door. It's the most powerful pounding that I've ever heard. I didn't even think someone could bang on the door as hard as that. The soldiers were there, and Anna Marie had to tell Ellen to take off her necklace. How do you think Ellen felt? Ellen was probably super nervous. If I was Ellen, I'd be like, oh my goodness, this is really real now. Like, it might be happening. What if they find me? What is Anna Marie going to do with my necklace? Like, these are all things that are going through my mind as this is happening, and it's scary. If I was Ellen, I would be terrified. So I'm just writing all of these things out. And there's so many different things going through my mind. There's so many questions that I'm asking myself if I'm Ellen. What if they realize that I'm not a part of this family? Then, remember when the soldiers asked about the hair color? If I was Ellen, I would have freaked out at that point. I would have been done. I would have just froze. And so I can write all this. Like, this is all perfect stuff that I can write into my journal entry. So I'm writing this, and I thought it was all over. When the soldiers realized we had different hair color, I thought it was done. But thankfully, Mr. Johansson saved it for us. I had all these different emotions going through my mind. Anger, worry, confusion. But most of all, I think Ellen was really thankful. I think Ellen was very thankful that she had the Johansons to be there for her and to help protect her during this scary time. So those are all amazing thoughts that I can write in my own journal entry and that I exactly just wrote down. So now I'm going to think about my second journal entry. And this one I'm going to write it from a soldier's point of view. And that's going to be so different than what it would be from Ellen's point of view. So I'm thinking like, all right, well, if I'm a soldier, thinking to myself, all right, well, I'm ready to tell my men, like, let's go find somebody. I'm angry. I'm mad. I want to find something. Like, this is my job. I'm a very serious and almost emotionalist person to some people. I love to interrogate people. If I'm a soldier, I love to interrogate people. So I'm going to write that. Like, wow, the Johansons would be the perfect people to go interrogate. They might think that they always look a little sketchy when they're out on the street. So I could write all of that. Now I'm going to think about how could I talk about what the Johansons looked like when I came through the door? So I could say, as soon as I opened the door, the Johansons' faces had the look of fear. They just looked terrified, and I demanded for the girls to come out of their room. They thought they were going to get away with this, but they're not going to. And I was just looking around for all these different clues, for all these different, anything that I could get about the Rosens or about the Johansons, anything that they were trying to cover up. I wanted to find something. So I demanded that everybody come out, and then I noticed the hair color, and I was like, oh yeah, we got him. Like, this is it. And then this aggravating man just kept talking, and he just explained everything, basically. And so I was just so angry and frustrated at this point because I wanted to be right, and I didn't want him to prove anybody wrong, that I was just like, well, you know what? I just want to destroy the whole place, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to rip the paper up and we're going to leave. So I'm furious if I'm the soldier. I'm infuriated, and I don't want this to happen ever again. So all of those things that I just talked about are perfect, and that's what I wrote down for my journal entry. So if you guys look on slide 17 and 18, you'll see my example journal entries. So now that you've got to see my thinking for how I would do 2 different journal entries from 2 different perspectives about an event in the story, I want you guys to think about your event, think about the 2 perspectives, the 2 people that you want to write from, and then on slide 19 and 20, you're going to do that, journal entry 1 and journal entry 2. And I want you guys to try to use the same thinking that I did. You can use some of that surface level, but really dig into, like, what if it was you? What if you were in their shoes? Make yourself be Ellen. Sorry, guys, that was Brooks. He was probably annoyed that I wasn't paying him as much attention as I am you guys. So, it's going to be great. I can't wait to read you guys' entries. I think it's going to be awesome. So, don't forget, as always, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask the Reading Renegades. I'll see you guys later.